Greetings, one and all. It's your boy All. Hey, in the light of the release of my new single, Take It Personally, which foreshadows the release of my album, which also is called Take It Personally. Yeah, see what I did there? I thought I'd go through the demo and the actual tracks, the actual finished product, just to kind of have something to post, because I'm running out of ideas very, very quick. And who knows, man, once the album's out I might do this for all of them. Who knows? I mean, what else is there to really do? So yeah, let's keep it punchy, let's keep going. First of all, we'll talk about how I actually write songs. How do I do it? What's going on? What's going on there? I have a laptop. This is my laptop. There are many like it, but this one has keys that glow red in the dark, so that's sick. I'll write everything into this here box, which you probably can't see because it's out of frame, which then goes into this laptop, which then goes into this thing, this program. It's called Reaper. It's pretty good. I use it long time, and he served me well. Pardon me, I had a cheesy omelette. It was so good. Eating nothing but omelettes right now. It's so good. Omelettes and potatoes, and tuna, and porridge. So when I've got an idea, I'll open up a project file. I'll have some presets. I'll go to project templates, which are here, and I'll have new template. And in the template, we'll have pretty much all of what you see here. Everything from the drums through to like DI here, and it'll just be ready for me to just start throwing ideas in. And when I came up with the idea for this song, I think I was tidying my room, and I was listening to 9 Inch Nails, and I was like, 9 Inch Nails are pretty sick. Why don't I try and write some 9 Inch Nailsy type vibes? And so I decided to give it a go. So the first thing I did was do some little drum beats. So the way I did that was I rewired Ableton, which I also have, into Reaper, into these tracks here, and then just program some drum beats in, and they sound like this. Yeah. Yeah, pretty fresh. Which then go on to oh yeah. It's pretty hot. And the last one we got is So I thought, okay, well those are pretty cool. Those are pretty cool. I like these, but we need like a riff. We need a riff. So I came up with this riff. And I thought that was pretty cool. So in my head, what I wanted to do was kind of have this for a bit, and then I'll kind of do some not rapping, but kind of like spoken wordy, kind of rhythmic type stuff. Kind of like kind of Heartbeat by Jamie Lenman, or like what's his name? He was small and he had a funny leg. Ian Drury, that's the one. Kind of that kind of thing. But I just never got around to writing it until I absolutely had to. So for ages it just I just had nothing there for ages. But I knew that I wanted something there for sure. But I had this bit, which would just kind of be letting you all know that something big was gonna come. Oh yeah, it's coming. It's coming. And that's where it all hits. So let's mute the vocals, because I didn't do those for ages. So I don't have a drum kit. I'm also bad at drums. Fun fact, I played drums in a black metal band for a bit. They were called Morlick. I think we played maybe 3 gigs. The first one we did was in York, funnily enough. Or was it the first one? I think it was. I'm not a good drummer. Basically, I'm not a good drummer. They should have got a better drummer. They did, and then they split up. R.I.P. Morlick. Good songs though. Anyway, I don't have a real drummer, so I've got these fake real drums called Easy Drummer, and they look like this. There you go. Sick. So that's my drum kit that I created within the program. And then what do? I go through, if it'll let me do it this time. For some reason it's not letting me do it. It's not letting me do it again. I definitely checked. I checked that it would let me do this. It did this the last time. It's not letting me open up the MIDI map, but that's fine. In your head, your mind's eye, you can pretend that when I click this, a MIDI keyboard miraculously opens up, and then I plonk the notes in, and these drums sound like this. I want something driving. I wanted the song to be like if you were like behind the wheels of like a fast car going down like the motorway, and another fast car was chasing you. Basically, like, you know, the scene from the Blues Brothers when they have a big car chase. I wanted that. Yes. Anyway, so these drums sound like this. So I've kind of patched all the relevant bits of the drum kit into these things. So you've got the kick, they've got the snare, you've got the hi-hat, the toms. One thing I don't like about Easy Drummer is that it usually you would have more than one tom. So you'd have maybe like 3 maximum, but it condenses them down into like one tom channel, and I'm not a fan of that. But apart from that, I ain't got much to complain about with this. Overheads, and then the room. Altogether, they sound like this. Oh, and what I will also mention is that I've got these little extra samples here, which are actually real drum hits from good pal and utter legend Liam Tucker. I think I took these from a recording session that we did with the other band that I'm in called Disposable, and I had them kicking around, and I thought to myself, hey man, what if you put some real life drums with some real fake drums, or fake real drums rather, and they sound like this. They don't make a huge amount. Well, they kind of do. Here's with, here's without. Don't know, I feel like they hit harder. I think there's this very slight delay when they hit, so it just gives, I don't know, it just makes them sound bigger. Don't know why. Moving swiftly on, so I'll have a riff, like say like this riff, and then I'll maybe like play along with it, and I'll just get it up till maybe I'll have this section, and I'll play the riff up to this bit, and then I'll program the drums in, and then I'll go through and re-record the riff, double track it, and just build the song up like that. So what would I have done first? I would have done the drums. I would have done this section here, and then I would have recorded the guitars. So the guitars are a mix of this Pod HD Pro X, which is like it's a box. It's a magic box which you plug your guitar in, and out the other end, provided you've got something to plug it into, miraculously makes some guitar amp noises. You can make them. You can make your own. I made my own. The tone that I modelled mine off was a guy called Paul Ortiz, who is from a band called Chimp Spanner and Zeta. He did a cool video on how to make a cool tone out of with a Pod HD Pro X, which is the thing that I've got. So I decided to do that, and I pretty much copied it to the letter, and all my tones are basically that same tone, varied very slightly, because I'm lazy. So yeah, here's what these sound like. Because I want this bit to be heavy, so they sound heavy. But also, what I've got here is I've got the clean DIs of those tracks, and they sound like this. Mince, right? Bear with me. If you put some amps on that, you put some digital amps from a place called TSE Amps, I think that's what they're called, don't know, with some EQ and a big old fat cab sim, you can make them sound like this. I just feel like with the kind of ratty fizziness of those tracks, it makes the guitars in general kind of cut a little bit more. This is that's without them, and this is with. I don't know. I think it cuts. I think it helps them cut. You don't want too much of it, but it helps. It definitely helps. For some reason, during this period of my life, I started putting reverb on them, on the not so clean DIs anymore. I think I did that because I was trying to be Devin Townsend, because he's got like always has two signals. One of them's like a really ratty, heavily affected one. But I don't know. I think I stopped doing that fairly soon after this, because it doesn't sound that great. It sounds good on this though, so that's good. This is the bass. Usually after I would do either the whole song with the guitars or up to certain sections, I would then go back and record the bass. So this is what the bass sounds like. Three channels. One of them is the Pod HD Pro X. Gnarly. One of them is, I think, hopefully, a DI, but with some distortion on it. Yep, pretty bog standard DI, and this should also be the DI. altogether. It sounds like that. Sounds like that. So yeah, I would pretty much record. I think I got up as far as the end of this section, and I was like, cool. What else should we do? So I got up to here. Where is that? It's there. So I thought here I will have like the bass playing the riff, but I'll have like the guitars doing some octaves, some like just a single note melody, but maybe bent a little bit just to make it sound a little bit creepy and a bit unhinged. And then it would go into another bit, and I didn't know what that bit was. So then I decided that I would do like a kind of bopping, body bopping, popping. That song by Jamie Lennon, where he goes like, how does it go? How does his go again? I can't remember. Basically like lots of like staccatic vocals, and then some stops, and then staccatic vocals, and then more and more harmonies like layered on top of it. But his was like really body popping's like quite chill and kind of like I don't want to say kooky because that's just a terrible expression to use at any point ever. What else am I talking about? Yeah, so but I wanted to do something like that but heavier. So that's where this bit comes in. And that was pretty good. Where else do I go from there? Do the same, but halftime. Have some vocals over that. There you go. And then after that, I was like, okay, that's enough. That's enough nice vocals. Let's have a breakdown. Let's have like a beat down after this. At this point, after I'd recorded all of that, I'd had in mind that I wanted to do like some kind of vocal thing. I just hadn't really written it yet. So I was like, okay, I've got this in mind. I'll write this so I can then like think about it later. So after that, I'm kind of going like, oh, okay, well, what else should I? Where should I go now? And a breakdown. There we go, and it sounds like that. At this bit, I thought I'd be like really cool, and to be fair, like through all of the song, you've still got these kind of these little drums kicking around. But it looks like what I've done here is I've used a little thing called automation, which if you go in here, this little volume thing, you can increase the volume very slowly and just write like with the line here, you can just draw it. And so from here you can see that the little drummy bits here, the little fake drums are getting gradually louder and louder. And at this point, this is when they start to get louder during the breakdown. Pretty cool, huh? Pretty clever. I'm quite smart. I don't know if you know, but I'm actually quite smart. You don't hear them that much now, but by the time it goes, you start hearing them now. Yeah, they just start gradually creeping in. So by the time that everything cuts out, they're all up in your grill. Nice. So that was my thinking there. I just like, in my head, I'm like, you know, yeah, I'm Trent Reznor. Cool. Let's go to the vocals quickly. So the vocal takes here are actually the same ones that I used in the final track. One, I'm quite lazy. Two, I thought they were really good, and I had this song kind of in a finished state for a long time. So I kind of got a bit of the old demoitis, really, and didn't really know if I wanted to really... I'm just going to turn my night light off because it's night time and my eyes hurt. But, you know, it's not night time where you are, probably. Who knows? Don't know where you are. Don't know what's going on. I know you're in your house, though. That's fun. Yeah, I had these vocal tracks finished in this kind of demo format of the song for quite a long time, so I probably fell in love with them a little bit. And probably in my head I was like, well, I don't know how I can make these any better. And I think I started recording a lot of these vocals for the album all together, kind of half before and kind of half just as lockdown started happening. So I think this is one of those ones where I was like, well, it's good enough, and I don't really feel comfortable enough doing these right now in my flat. I've done a few tracks where I've done a bunch of screamy, shouty stuff in lockdown, but at this point I was just like not really into it. But yeah, this is what they sound like. Terribly mixed. I kind of like mixed good enough for me to like just kind of get the idea of what I wanted. Let's have a wee look at them actually. What have I got in here? This is the master bus. I've got a limiter. I've got some reverb. On here, I don't know if I've got any vocal distortion on these. I don't. I used to put a lot of distortion on my vocals, especially screamy, shouty stuff. But a little trick that my pal Jack Davenport, who actually mixed and mastered the whole thing, taught me quite a while back, was that you don't really need to do that. You can just make everything quite hot and stick a limiter on everything, because the limiter will kind of like a compressor, it'll kind of crush everything. But like if I don't really know how it works, but like basically a limiter is like there to kind of make everything louder, but also kind of squash all of like the big tricky dynamics that are going to make everything clip. But if you kind of like push it too hard, then it'll start distorting because it's going, what do you want me to do? So Jack was like, yeah, if you push like some of the kind of nastier frequencies, if like putting an EQ on it and then just shove a limiter on it, then it just sounds really nasty. I was so lazy at this point that I didn't even bother EQing these, so that's probably why they sound really just thrown into the mix. But I put a fat compressor on them and then just turned the soft clip on this up big, so it didn't clip, but they sounded nasty. So they sound like without any of that, it sounds like this. It's inevitable, you'll waste yourself. And the screamy bitsy sounds like this. You're choosing sides or standing up. Which is alright, but it just sounds like what it is, a maniac screaming in his room. But if you put these on, you're choosing sides or standing up. Yeah, it kind of sounds like he maybe does that for a living. He's a maniac screaming in his room, but that's how he makes the big bucks. I mean, none of that's true. I am a bit of a maniac, and I did do it in my room, but that's fair. So yeah, that's what it sounds like all together. And I had a little funny skitty bit that I decided to throw in. yeah, that's. I just decided to throw that in just to kind of be funny. Just be funny. I'm a fun guy. I'm just a fun guy. I didn't want it to be too serious. I wanted a little bit of tongue in cheek. Anyway, at the end of this song, this is a cool bit that I've forgotten to mention, so I'm going to go back and quickly mention it. After this breakdown, after this kind of like heavy riff, we go into like an actual. I wanted to kind of prog it up because I'm into my prog. I like progressive metal. I like Periphery. I like Meshuggah. I like stuff like that. So I thought, like, let's be really extra and throw in some kind of crazy like polyrhythm type thing. And that sounds like this. Can't even get it right. I don't even know what it is. What's going on there? This is some Thomas Hack bullshit. But in my head, I think I can't remember how I came up with this, or if I even came up with it, or if I stole it from somewhere. I don't know. It's a loud car outside. Anyway, so I thought I'd match the rhythm. Oh, what did I think it was the other way around. I think I came up with like let's have a kind of shouty, kind of like chanty thing at the end of this song. But then I was like, well, why don't you like have it mirroring the kick of that drum beat that was going on, and I don't know, it just ended up sounding like this. So it sounds like this. I don't need to care about who you think I am. I don't need to care about who you think I am. I don't need to care about who you think I am. So I think I had the I don't. How does it even go? How does it go? How do my own songs go? I had the I don't need to care about who you think I am. I don't. So I had that in my head, but I was like, well, how can I make that more proggy? So let's just cut it and let's just smoosh it together. So I don't need to care about who you think I am. I don't need to just cut it and just smoosh it together. I'm into that. It makes my music sound more complicated than it actually is, without doing a whole bunch of work. And I'm well into that. But then I was like, let's have it so like it's just the drums and like the drummy beats after it, and it's just me screaming. So I did that, and it sounds like this. Pretty angry. So yeah, that's kind of my thinking behind writing this song. Take it personally. Lyrics wise, what is it about? Is it even worth me talking about that? Why not? I've mentioned it now. It's about being angry, but it's not just about being angry. It's about being confronted with things about yourself which you had previously thought were not true, but turns out they are true, and you're like, oh, is that me? Oh, I didn't like that, but somebody's come up to you and been like, hey bro, you do these things that aren't good or healthy, or they're actually quite nasty, and instead of your anger towards yourself because you're disappointed and angry with the things that you do that you're not great, you then project outwards onto other people. That's not nice either. And that's kind of what that song's about. It's about having issues with anger and about being confronted with things about yourself that you don't really like. So that's kind of what I was in a place of Dunno, I think I was just in a, what do you call it, self-improvement kick. I was quitting smoking, reading a lot of books, going to the gym, looking back on who I was and who I wanted to be, and thinking like, yeah man, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy anymore. Yeah, I'm a new guy. I'm not really, but you know, whatever. It's a cool song though. Yeah. In the next segment of this, there's gonna be another one. At some point, there will be another one. I'm gonna be looking at the actual recording, the actual track, not the demo, but the actual song that you hear in your ears. Right, okay, here we are, as if by absolute magic. We are at the actual final recording. I don't need these notes anymore, because I don't have any more notes, because I'm doing this on the fly. Yeah, that's what we think of that. Here we have the actual version. Well, not really the actual version. This is like the what I recorded the real stuff into, like the rough mix of the final thing. Ooh, that's that cheesy omelette again. Which I then sent off to Jack, who then made it sound actually good. So what's the main difference? Right, the main difference off the bat is we've got some actual real drums. This is Andrew Scott, currently of the band King, formerly of such prog maestros. I'm gonna go out 11 say the prog maestros. I Built the Sky, and a whole bunch of other things. The solo thing, Leviathan Owl, is also really good, and you should check that out as well. Anyway, he's a good drummer. It sounds like this. Recording at the studio Owlshed Studios, which is owned by a great buddy Jack Davenport, who I've mentioned already, and Andrew Scott, who I've literally just mentioned as of right now. So drums, yes, real drums. They sound great. They sound absolutely fantastic. So that's the main difference. And the intro's different. So let's hear what the intro sounds like now. So far, so samey. So far, the same. So far, the same. Oh, what's this? This is fresh. So let's talk about that. So when we recorded this song in the studio, Andrew played along to the intro, just to kind of be like, well, you could use this if you want, and if you don't, that's fine. So I ended up using pretty much all of it, but I just chopped it up. So let me just solo this. So here, this is the... let me listen to these. I don't even... Yeah, it's... These tracks here are the room, the overheads, the room, the stairwell, and the crush mic, I think. And I've just chopped them up. So this little intro bit is, I think it sounds like one of the overheads, probably. And I just chopped it up. But then joined it in with this guy, which is more chopped up. And this guy, which is not quite as chopped up. And these guys. Yeah, man, it's all manual. And here is a sample of... It's me but it's from I think it's from a demo that I did ages ago. I can't remember. And the reason it looks like this instead of what it actually would look like is I've just frozen it down as a mono file, so you can't really see what it is. But it's basically just a sample of me doing a scream from a different song, I think. Yeah, there you go. And the intro guitar is different. I re-recorded it. I took this mic essentially and just stuck it into the pointing at downwards at the toilet, and then played my amp very loud. So it sounds like this. Because that's the kind of sound that I was looking for anyway. I couldn't be bothered doing it for the demo. And I've also got the same mic, but it's, instead of doing the riff, I'm doing some cool harmonics. I've got to really, I must stress how cool they are. Check it out, it's pretty cool, right? Yeah, pretty cool. So that's going on underneath the guitar riff. I don't know if you heard that, but that sounded like a junkie. There he is again. Love Leith, man. Anyway, so that cool harmonic. Oh, that's really knocked me for six. That cool harmonic is going on underneath the whole intro. But I also have the same drums from the demo. Underneath all of these. So I've just kind of like taken a whole mixture of stuff from the demo and stuff that we recorded in the studio. And just kind of developing that. Also, the intro now has some vocals. I got round to writing them. And that kind of rappy, kind of spokeny word type of thing is eventually what I went for. Sun shines on the ocean bed, illuminating this picture set. So I've got just me speaking into the microphone. Bring me back this time. I think this microphone is actually my SM57. I think I got my routing really confused, even though there's only like 2 mics. And instead of recording this microphone in the toilet, I just recorded my SM57 like right there, like on the floor, and I was like, oh, why it doesn't sound trashy? Why is that? Why is the output really small? Because it was just my SM57 turned down really low and just there. But I got really confused, but it sounded cool, and I was also too lazy to do it again. Sun shines on the ocean bed, illuminating this picture set. Little taste of paradise. Oh, bring me back this time. And then I've layered that with me doing some whispers and panned them 50% left and right. Sun shines on the ocean bed, illuminating this picture set. Eerie. A little taste of paradise. Oh, bring me back this time. Still don't know what I was waiting for. In this mix, I've compressed everything a whole lot more, which I like the sound of, but it probably sounds a little bit more. It probably sounds a little bit less ridiculous on the actual recording. And I think when it all hits, Jack actually made it sound good because he knows what he's doing, and I don't really. The bass is slightly different as well. I used Jack's Fender Jazz bass, which has a really naughty preamp in it. I think it's got an active preamp in it. And I borrowed his dark glass pedal as well, which is like an EQ and compression pedal, but everybody uses a distortion pedal. And that sounds like this. Just filthy. And here's the clean DI for that. Not so filthy, but clean, which is also important. Guitars wise, this is the fun part. Well, talking about it's fun, but recording them is boring. I've got 2 amps. I've got a Orange Dark Terror, and I've got a Mesa Boogie Mark II something or other. And I used 2 microphones. I used my SM57 and I used my other one of these. And this is the SM57 with my guitar set to like single coils, because I've got a guitar that you can coil tap the pickups on. If you don't know what that means, that's fine. Doesn't matter really. Here's the SM57s. And here's the Rode NT77s. I was really paranoid that I'd made them out of phase, so I just couldn't relax throughout the whole thing. But they sound like this all together. Big into that. Jack will have shown you that already, to be fair. And here's the the Mesa Boogies. The Mesa Boogies. And that's what that sounds like. With the SM57s. With the Rhodes. Again, I was really terrified that I'd got them out of phase, so for the rough mix I just turned the Rhodes just way down, because I don't know, in comparison to the Orange Dark Terror, the Mesa Boogies just sounded like I was playing them through a car radio. The same vocal takes that you've just heard from the demo. Waste yourself, but if you're ready to blow. Except I didn't match them that well to the click. So if you're listening to the track and they go, those vocals sound a little bit behind, it's because they are. It's my fault. Sorry. Also, the other big difference is I really, really went to town on the vocal harms for the kind of chorusy bit that only repeats twice right next to each other and then never again. So it's not really a chorus in that sense when you think about it. Yeah, I've heard that. That kind of dodgy note there. Where is that? And there's this one as well. Really throws a spanner in the works. Only for us to come back, and it's quite nice. So, how many did I have for the demo? I think I only had like these 2. And then I added harms 3 to 6. And then for this one, I've got these guys here. Just a nice little arpeggio thing. It was an absolute nightmare to do, and it sounds pretty pitchy, but hey man, it's all about being real. It ain't about being perfect, it's about being real. I think, apparently, who knows. It ain't always funny when it's never even sunny, but I put on a smile 'cause it's easier to fake it. It ain't always funny when it's never even sunny, but I put on a smile 'cause it's easier to fake it. It ain't always funny when it's never even sunny, but I put on a smile 'cause it's easier to fake it. It ain't always funny when it's never. There you go, that's what they sound like. What else have I got? I've got some crazy samples going on. Where is it? What am I looking for? I think it's here. Yeah. To be honest, I was afraid. It's just kind of buried in there. What else have I got? I've I've got David Lynch. And I suppose if he sees this video, he can sue the hell out of me. Please don't. I don't have any money. I've got some DJ sounds, I think. Yes. Just because that riff was like new metal as fuck, so I thought I'd go ridiculous. You don't really hear it that much, but it's just don't know, just a little bit of earphone candy for the ears. It's important. Gotta give your ears some candy every now and again. And for the end bit, got some good old-fashioned police sirens, because some bad boys are afoot. Those bad boys being me, Andrew Scott, and Jack Davenport, making some nasty music. What else have we got? The outro is also slightly different as well. So, fun story. Here's an anecdote for you. At the end of this drum recording session, Andrew heard the outro that I'd written and was like, well, why don't we just take a whole bunch of like different takes from different mics and smoosh them together. So we've got like a take from like overhead, one take from like an overhead right mic, a room on the left, a room on the right from a different take, a stairwell from a different take, a crush from a different take, and they sound like this. And it sounded nasty. Sounded very nasty. So I then took that, and all through the track I've still got these bits of nonsense, these drum machine stuff going through everything, as well as which is news to me, the intro harmonics. Didn't know that. That's mental. That wasn't even that long ago either. My memory is crap. And then I just decided to kind of mirror the intro a little bit with just these little guys, as well as having the drum machines in again. Oh, didn't really do that. Altogether, it sounds pretty sick. There is another thing I'd like to show you. Is if you remember the demo. For the outro bit, I didn't have the drum roll written. Where is it? This absolutely ridiculous drum roll. I had originally written it just for the drums to go straight in and just do this mad kind of polyrhythm halftime thing, but then Andrew pulled out this massive like kind of Billy Reimer-esque like drum fill, and it's just made the song just 90% better purely because of that. He also changed the rhythm up for the end bits very, very slightly. That's just so nuts, man. Here we go. Yeah, just little bits like that, which just add a little bit more emphasis to the actual things. When I say things, I mean the accents, something like that. So there you go. That's a little bit of how I did a write for Take It Personally, and then how we collectively as in the three of us, did a record, and that's how you do it. That's how if you want to do it, want to make some music, just demo it. And if you want, go to a studio, get somebody who's really good at drums to play some drums over it, and then come back, re-record it, and fire it off to your good pal who's really good at mixing and mastering to do that. And who knows, man, even you can write some sick tunes. Or you can just learn how to do it all by yourself, I guess. But, I just like free time too much, really. But anyway, there you go. Take It Personally is out now. It's been out for, at time of recording, it's been out for like a few days. Reception already is pretty sick, so thank you for listening to it. If you have. Another single will be coming out fairly shortly. I've not decided though when. And the whole album will be coming out at some point after that. It sounds pretty much like Take It Personally, only the songs, there's more songs, and I think they're better. Anyway, thanks folks. Thanks for watching. Wash your hands. Stay safe. Watch Dune by David Lynch. Yeah, it's really good. Maybe watch the remake when it comes out as well. Yeah, cheers.